Hi there, my name is Robin and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a novel that's been on my radar for a number of years, and I'm happy to say I was finally motivated enough to get to it, and that is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. It's one of the most hyped fairy tale fantasy novels in recent memory for me, and it was very much worth it very much lived up to the hype. It was very much worth the wait. Um, it's everything I hoped it would be and more. So the general gist of the story is we have a child, Vasya, um, with one foot kind of dipped into the fairy world, allowing her to see the nature spirits and the creatures from Russian mythology um, that inhabit her world. It, where the rest of her family are unaware of them as being anything other than characters out of fairy tales and folk tales and stories. Um, when her father brings back a new stepmother, it quickly becomes a major source of contention because her mother is a believer of the new faith, Christianity, and it's a direct clash between the mother's faith and Vasya's obvious heritage of paganism. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the thrust of the story. Obviously, there's more to it. Um, the conflict breeds consequences that make up a big part of the story. Um, but overall, I have to say the book was like it was a for me. I found it to be like a rich introduction to Russian mythology. Um, I like how it dealt with the conflict between Christianity and paganism in particular. Um, and another key element to it that made for a big part of the story was that it's maybe not so much a retelling as based on a Russian folk tale, a Russian fairy tale, based on what I found out while I was googling. Because that's the other thing. This book has so much ideas and concepts and elements that it introduced that I just found myself kind of as I was reading and I came across new stuff. I would Google it to check out what's going on and to find out what's the inspiration, what's the basis for what I was reading, and it's just so rich. It's just so lush. Like this is a novel that you can definitely read, and when you read it again, you will find more to like, more to love, more details that you miss that really will amplify your enjoyment. Um, it's it's really really well handled. There's even some historical elements involving the Crimean Khanate in particular, and its role in the formation of Russia, um, of of Russia is the best way to put it. Um, but about the book, what did I think about the book? It was absolutely wondrous. Like I kind of regret not getting to it sooner. Um, there was just so much to marinate on and enjoy and think about that it it, it really it really hooked me. A big selling point was Catherine Ireland's writing style, which was heavily, which really amplified the mythic fairy tale retelling atmosphere of the novel. Like reading this, you feel like you were being told a fairy tale. You were being narrated a fairy tale from an elder. Uh, it just really it just really amplified the enjoyment of the story for me. Um, I, I'm kind of struggling to decide. There's so much to talk about with this book. I'm kind of struggling to decide what to even pick on. Um, there's so many things included that continue to that there's so many things included that come up in later on and are basically the kernels for um, little sequences and little events that occur later on that it just made for fascinating reading. One of the things I did enjoy, aside from the writing style and just the actual the total mishmash of different concepts included, was actually the way that the conflict was handled between Christianity and pagan beliefs. Um, Naturally, it kind of fits well with the fantastical elements of the story, um, both on the for and against, pro and con, good and evil side of it. I really like how that was handled. Um, it is the major source of the conflict in this novel. Yeah, it's difficult to talk about this novel because I try not to give too much spoilers. I try not to give too much away, but yeah, that made for really good reading. I think one of the big selling points of this novel will also be the main character. Um, she was really well done. She's very much in that class of heroine who isn't laid back, who doesn't wait for a story to unfold. She's very much a tomboy, a go getter kind of. Um, she if Arya Stark were an archetype, Fassi would be in that camp. Whatever archetype that is is the best way to describe her. Obviously, there's major differences, but that's kind of to give you an idea of her qualities and her strengths and the agency that she displays in the novel. Um, Maybe let me just wrap this up. What did I think of the book overall? Um, Overall, I think it was enchanting. It was enchanting in the true sense of the word. Um, it really deserves its place as one of the best novels in recent memory in the whole fairy tale category of fantasy novels. It could probably be a little more popular. Um, I know that there are many readers I know who haven't tried this novel and this series as yet, and I think they're doing themselves a disservice if they haven't gotten to it. Um, and one for me, one of the biggest hooks is that Catherine Arden proves that she is capable of combining an absolute laundry list of ideas and concepts and elements in the novel and just make them work without it feeling overstuffed, without throwing the baby out of the bathwater, and with really telling it in such a gripping way that it makes it hard for you to put the book down. So, to summarize, did I enjoy this? Absolutely. Will I continue the series? Absolutely, definitely, 100%. Um, if I had to recommend this, I would recommend it to fans of fairy tale retellings, for fans of books that are based on mythology, in this case, Russian mythology. Um, Fantasy for people who are looking for novels a bit off the beaten path, um, and just generally people looking for good books. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. Yeah, have you read this as yet? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching.